Thank you for joining us for the Maryland Council on Economic Education's 2020 Student Achievement Awards. These awards showcase not only achievement by students and teachers from across Maryland, but also highlight the importance of economics and personal finance education in our schools. From the stock market game, poster contest, personal finance challenge, economics challenge, and Invest Right, students, with the help of their teachers and advisors, have the opportunity to begin mastering the financial decision-making skills they need at every grade level. With the help of our supporters and sponsors, MCEE is proud to be part of this critical work and to support Maryland's educators. We are excited to celebrate and recognize the outstanding achievements of our students and teachers today. First and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with those who have been impacted by the COVID-19 virus. We would love to be celebrating with you live as we normally do, but we've adjusted our plans, just like many others, to celebrate with you virtually this year. We'll begin with a short keynote presentation, followed by videos from a selection of students that have excelled this year. After hearing from the students, we will recognize all of our student winners and their teachers before unveiling the winning entries from this year's A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words poster contest. We'll wrap up the program by thanking our sponsors for investing in the Maryland Council on Economic Education so that we can offer these transformational programs to students from across Maryland. Now I'd like to introduce Miss Diane Richardson. Diane, or Coach Rich as she's known on campus, became the head coach of Towson University's women's basketball team in 2017 and led the Tigers to a championship season and their first ever appearance at the NCAA tournament in 2019. Prior to her success in basketball, Coach Rich was a first-generation college student, an Olympic hopeful, and a banking executive. We're excited for you to hear a little more about her journey. Thank you, Coach Rich, for being with us.
Hello, hello, hello. I normally like to talk to my audience and find out how they're feeling. Usually I say I'm feeling unbelievable because obviously unbelievable could mean unbelievably good or unbelievably bad. Like unbelievably good, getting a dozen fresh-baked snickerdoodle cookies, or unbelievably bad, where my dog Kobe got into my M&Ms and there's chocolate all over the couch. But, you know, we always assume that unbelievable means really, really good. Right now, we're in an unbelievable situation right now, and I know we're doing everything that we can to get through it. That's why me being here and you being there makes it safe for all of us. So I'd like to welcome you all here. I'm glad to be here to talk to you. This is a very important program, very important for you, very important for us. So I'd like to start out by telling you a little bit about me. You know, Diane Richardson, if someone were to ask you about Diane Richardson, they would tell you Diane Richardson is a financial whiz. But it hasn't always been that way. You know, quite the contrary. It was actually the opposite. But like Drake says, we started from the bottom and now we're here. So you are sitting out there as being a part of a program that's been so important. You all are learning so many things about finances and financial futures and securing your future. So it's very important that you all learn all these things and take advantage of this program. I've got to tell you, though, it always hasn't been this way for me. And I started out, much like you, very young, and I'm from an extended family, a pretty large family, I'd say. You know, we lived with my grandparents. So there were my grandparents and my mother and her 3 children. Did I get it right? And then my aunt and her 5 children. So that's a lot, isn't it? Now, if you look at it, that's a lot of people. And we all lived together with my grandparents in their tiny home, 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. So all of us, I think it was 12 people maybe, if I got my counting right. 12 people in a 2-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. Now, we loved each other. We really, really did. But there were some tough fights over the bathroom. But, you know, like many Americans and a lot of people, they sat around their dinner table and the talk wasn't about finances. So we didn't talk about stocks or bonds or investments or retirement or anything to secure our financial future. So growing up that way, if you don't know, you don't know. And you all are sitting here learning all of these things. And there's a saying that says, if I knew then what I knew now, I'd be pretty smart. Like if I were you in your seats right now at your young age, learning what you're learning, I'd be pretty smart. But I'm glad you are. But again, growing up without that financial foundation. So my grandparents hadn't even graduated from elementary school. My mother and my aunt hadn't graduated from high school. So we didn't know about finances. That's not something we talked about because nobody in our family knew about it. And those are the things that you need. You need somebody to teach you if you're not being taught that. I remember I went away to college, and I was the first person in my entire generation to ever be able to go to college. And I thought I was pretty cool. But I also left going to college without a financial foundation. So it wasn't anything that I knew that could set me apart. But one thing kind of changed my way of thinking. While I was away, and I came back home, with my degree and all smart, but still not financially secure. My grandfather retired. He retired after 40 years on his job. He had worked for the same job for 40 years. So he got his retirement check. His retirement check was $3,600, not per month, not per year. His entire retirement was $3,600, one check. I thought maybe there had been a mistake. So I called his employer. I thought maybe they left off a few zeros. But no, they hadn't. And they said, Diane, your grandfather never elected to set aside money from his paycheck to go into his retirement system. So my grandfather, again, after 40 years working in the same company, has a check for $3,600. Now, even if he were to try to space it out to live off of it for 1 year, $3,600 divided by 12 is $300. At the time, his medicine was $212 per month. So how do we get to that? How does someone work for 40 years and retire with just a check with not enough to live on? So we said, how does this happen? My grandfather, and most people, when you start a job, they'll give you all these papers. They'll give you your, all your benefits and all that. They'll give you a piece of paper with a couple boxes on it. My grandfather had a choice of 2 boxes. One said, if you check this box, we will take $5 per pay out of your paycheck to go toward your retirement fund. The other box said, if you check this box, there will be zero deductions. So my grandfather's thinking, oh, if I check this box, they're going to take money out of my pay. I don't want that. I want every bit that I can get. So he checked the box that said 0 deductions. He didn't really understand. And again, my grandparents hadn't graduated from elementary school even. He really didn't understand. And there was nobody there to tell him that 40 years ago. So after 40 years, he gets $3,600. But if someone had stopped and told him that if you put aside $5 per pay, that's $20 a month, less than $1 a day, at nominal interest rates over 40 years, he would have $473,533 in his check at retirement instead of $3,600. So don't you think that my grandfather, if someone had explained to him and said, just $5 per pay, less than $1 per day, if you put that aside, you'll retire financially free. There's a big difference between $3,600 and almost $500,000. So it's very important that we understand how we can control our financial future, our security. planning for ourselves or planning for our family, taking care of them after we're gone. Just a simple explanation that said, if you do this, you'll get that. I think he would have made a good choice. And that's why it's so important that we understand finances, that we understand what we can do with our money. I love young people with a money mentality. This is what you all are working with now. You're learning about stocks. You're learning about investing. You're learning about multiplying your money. You're learning different ways to save. Those things are very important. I think if my grandfather had the choice, he would have chosen the other box. Now, the other thing about finances is you've got to have a mentality. You've got to have a money mentality. You've got to understand that if I do this now, this is what I'll get later. You know, some of us would say, well, you know, there's some new stuff out I want to get. But how important is that now for later? You're going to come upon a time when you get a paycheck. That paycheck is going to be torn into little bits and pieces with things that come out of your check. So think about it. When you get your payroll check, the first piece is going to go to your federal taxes. Then the next one is going to go to your state taxes. Then it's going to go to FICA. You may not know what FICA is now, but you'll know as soon as you start getting paid. Then you're going to want, let's see, some Beats headphones, some new Jordans, rent, insurance, the cell phone bill. And then you're going to have this little piece left from your paycheck. That's what's left for you. But you're at the end of the line then. So you've got all these things coming out of your pay, and you're getting what's left over. Who can live off leftovers, right? You've got to have the money mentality. You've got to put yourself in the front of the line. Pay yourself first. See, it's not how much money you make. It's how much you keep. Let me leave you with this. You will pay now or pay later. Save your money now so that you don't have to pay later. Save your money now. Invest your money now. Have the money mentality. Have the financial foundation so that you can secure your financial future. I advise you to take advantage of all the learning that you can with how to deal with finances. Have that money mentality. Know what it does for you and what it can't do. Know what you need and what you don't need. Make sure you pay yourself first.
Thank you, Coach Rich, for sharing your story with us today. I'm inspired, and I hope all of you watching were as well. Now we're excited to share some videos with you that we received from students that excelled in our programs this year.
Hello everyone, my name is Poinso Ayankole, and I'm going to be speaking to you about what we learned during the stock market game. Before I do, I'd like to thank our wonderful principal, Mr. Conway, and their two fabulous assistant principals, Mrs. Butler and Mrs. Conrad, for giving us and the other 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students the opportunity to participate in this program. One thing we learned in the stock market game is how to think about stocks and companies behind them. Secondly, we learned that stocks can be a good investment if you invest in the right company. Finally, we learned how to work as a team.
Hello everyone, my name is Abaloa Dada, and I'm going to tell you about how the stock market game changed our thoughts about the future and our career path. First, participating in the stock market game gave us a glimpse on how we can start our own businesses. It would take plans, investments, and stewardship just like it took to win. We all also learned how important it is to invest in early life and make monthly contributes. Finally, even though some of us are unsure about our career path, we have learned that we can make money in the stock market, but there is never a guarantee. This lesson will stick with us forever.
Hi, my name is Misa Martin, and I am in Mr. Kessler's 5th grade class at Owens Mills Elementary School. If you were to ask us if we would recommend this program to other kids, the answer would be yes. We would recommend it because it helped our group get to know each other better as friends and as teammates. It helped us work together as a team, and we discovered strategies to find stocks that would be good investments for us in the future. If you asked us if we would participate in the stock market game again, the answer would be yes again because of what we learned. We would all do it again because we learned how to find stocks by coming up with different strategies where each team member was able to help out. We also learned how to rely on each other and what it means to be part of a hardworking group. It was a great experience.
Hi, my name is Amanda from Orange Mills Elementary School. Mr. Kessler, who was our grade teacher, Floyd, Obalua, Lisa, and I, as a team, won the stock market. We invested it in different companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Tesla. We bought Amazon and Apple stocks because it was around Christmas and people would buy iPhones and gifts. We also bought Tesla stocks because it was probably we felt it was going to go up due to its popular car brand. This is some of the shares we've invested in. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
Hi, I'm Madeline. I'm a 5th grader at Carmel Valley Elementary from Jacksonville, Maryland. I participated in InvestRight with Miss Flacco as my teacher. While working on my InvestRight essay, I learned how to write with a deadline, work with my teachers to edit, and more about the stock market in regards to investing in mutual funds, bonds, and using Yahoo Finance to do my research. My dream has always been to become an author. The InvestRight project is designed to make you think about how you can make your dream into a business. So, I wrote about how I'd like to create a business where authors can work, eat, drink, and more. In order to grow my business, I wrote about the stocks that I would invest in. I would definitely recommend InvestRight to other kids because it teaches you the writing process, drafting, editing, writing with a deadline, and even more. I would participate again because I had so much fun writing for InvestRight, editing, talking with my friends and teachers while we worked. I enjoyed it so much that I didn't mind coming to school early and spending almost an hour writing.
So I started taking personal finance classes my sophomore year with Mr. Brzezowski, as I mentioned, and I liked the class. I did well in it, but I didn't like just taking tests. It was boring at that point. And I wanted to actually apply that knowledge. So Mr. Brzezowski let me in on this personal finance challenge. We had a team where we met once a week. We reviewed terms, we discussed current events, and we prepared for the personal finance challenge. I've learned a lot from this event, whether, basic personal finance stuff, obviously, but I've learned how to use the knowledge, how to craft it into my daily life, especially when I'm approaching college, and how to use it to create opportunities, which this event has. What this event has anchored into me was the fact that now I'm looking at a career in finance at University of Notre Dame in South Bend. I'm currently enrolled I'm going to be enrolled next year in the Mendoza Business School. And this event has shown me that it's something I'm interested in and something I want to look to pursue. So this event has helped me a lot in regards to that. I would definitely recommend that anyone that's able to participate because it helps grow that knowledge and it presents opportunities. I hope I was able to clarify how much the event has meant to me. I thank you, everyone that has allowed me to participate.
Hi, my name is Citizen Sundar, and I go to Mount Hebron High School in Ellicott City, Maryland. My coach is Mr. Van Prime. I've been participating in the National Economics Challenge for the past 2 years, and I've got to say it's been an incredibly rewarding experience. More than just the facts and figures you learn, I think it's really a whole perspective change that you go through when you learn economics. I think back to the SAI pencil and how it just changes the way you look at everyday objects, how there's this amazing, immaculate system that the whole world runs on that not a single person could possibly fathom, imagine, or put together. And I think it really encapsulates the beauty of the field of study.
Hi, my name is Lorelei Lorraine, and I attend Mount Hebron High School in Ellicott City, Maryland. I've competed for the past 3 years in the National Economics Challenge under the direction of my wonderful coach, Mr. Van Prime. And for the past 2 years, my teams have taken the national championship in the Adam Smith division. Nothing I've done in high school has been more important or more exciting than the National Economics Challenge. It's shown me something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and it's taught me to work hard for unattainable goals. Because if I fail, I will have learned a lot, and oftentimes those goals aren't quite as unattainable as I think they are. Because of Econ Challenge, I've traveled to New York City, I've met politicians and economists, and I even attended the CEE's Visionary Awards Gala, where I rubbed elbows with some of my personal heroes and made connections that I know will follow me into my professional life. Econ Challenge inspired me to pursue academic economics as a career. So in the fall, I'll be attending Columbia University and majoring in economics and math. I feel so fortunate for the opportunities that the National Economics Challenge has brought to me, and I hope that other students get to take advantage of them and reap the same benefits that I have.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Snyder from Mount Hebron in Ellicott City, and I participated in the National Economics Challenge for the past 2 years, and I can truly say that it's been such a rewarding experience. Not only has it probably been one of the most fun parts of my entire high school experience, but it's totally changed just the way that I think about life, and has totally changed my entire career path heading out of high school. Going in, I was just so set on something entirely different, but as I entered Econ Challenge my sophomore year, which was mostly on a whim, it just totally changed my mindset, which I personally never even thought would be possible. And during these tough and uncertain times, it was just really great to have Econ Challenge as a staple to keep me going and keep me pushing forwards.
Hello, my name is Wyatt Curry, and I attend Mount Hebron High School in Ellicott City, Maryland. I have participated in the National Economics Challenge for 3 years now, and for the past 2 years, my team and I have taken first place at the Adam Smith Division. Econ Challenge has been one of the most life-changing experiences for me in the entirety of my high school career. It's afforded me opportunities that I would have never thought possible. I would have never thought that as a high schooler I could compete at a national scale, especially on live television. Econ Challenge also allowed me to qualify for the International Economics Olympiad, in which I won a bronze medal last summer in St. Petersburg, Russia, which was the first time I had ever even traveled internationally. Econ Challenge has had such a massive impact on my life that I just want to say to any students out there considering participating that it will be one of the most important things you do in your high school career, and I cannot more emphatically recommend it. Thank you.
Like everyone viewing this at home, I am so excited to see how much the kids have learned this year and how critical this knowledge is to their future success. Now we'd like to recognize all of our winning teams throughout the state. Please join me in congratulating them. Now we have the pleasure of unveiling the 2020 winning entries in our annual A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words poster contest. The winning posters were selected from nearly 2,000 entries created by elementary and middle school students and serve to demonstrate knowledge of economic concepts such as saving and investing, goods and services, markets, opportunity cost, and more. We're now pleased to share these winning entries. Join me in congratulating these students. The Maryland Council on Economic Education could not serve our students and teachers without the help and support of our board members, our staff, our educational partners in each school district, and our supporters and sponsors who fund these programs and our work. We are grateful for your support and your passion for giving the next generation the financial skills they need to succeed in life. Thank you all for supporting the Maryland Council on Economic Education. To learn more about our programs and opportunities to partner with us, visit our website at econet.org and follow us on social media. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to celebrating with you again next year.